Vocabulary 12.
Hi, I'm Sonia Berger. It's time for our next TOEFL vocabulary video. Those who've been following the series will know that we cover TOEFL words that frequently crop up in the test. We researched the words in the tests and came up with this list, and we're working through it systematically. Our first word today is crop. So what is a crop? A crop is a cultivated plant. It's cultivated, it's grown by humans, and it's done on a large scale. And examples of crops would be cereals, fruit, and vegetables. Here is a sample sentence.
Wheat is one of the most widely grown cereal crops in the world. A cereal is a grass cultivated for the edible parts of its fruit.
The word cultivate has two different meanings. The first one is to prepare or to work on land to grow crops. For example, you plough the land or you fertilize the land. The second meaning is to promote or improve the growth of a plant or a crop by putting in a lot of effort. In other words, it's the deliberate promotion of growth of a plant or a crop. In the sample sentence, we use the noun form of the verb cultivate, and that is cultivation. So cultivation is the noun form of the verb cultivate, and it means to prepare land for crop production.
Only 10% of the Earth's surface is suitable for growing crops, yet humans continue to threaten the fertility of the Earth's soils through irresponsible agricultural cultivation practices.
Next up is the noun domestication. Domestication is the process of adapting wild plants and animals for human use. Humans wanted more control over their food source, for instance, so they started changing plants and animals gradually to suit their purposes. For instance, sheep and pigs were domesticated as food sources. Horses were domesticated to do work. They could transport people. You have clothing which comes from cotton, for instance, so cotton was domesticated. And lots of medicinal plants were domesticated for human use. And the verb that we use to refer to this process of domestication is domesticate. Here is a sample sentence.
Although scientists do not agree on the exact date, they theorize that horses were first domesticated about 5,500 years ago in Eurasia.
Now, cultivation of plants requires a lot of effort. And one of the things that you need to do is to irrigate, to water the plants. So the verb irrigate means to water. And the noun that we use to refer to this action of deliberately watering plants or crops is irrigation. Here is a sample sentence.
Irrigation is a key component of successful farming. There are different methods of irrigation. For example, plants can be irrigated by means of pressurized sprinkler systems which simulate rainfall.
Now, if you want your crops to grow well, you have to plant them in fertile soil. Fertile is an adjective that we use to refer to soil or land that is producing or that is capable of producing abundant, in other words, a lot of vegetation or crops. And the opposite of fertile would be infertile. So you do not want to plant your crops in infertile soils, soils that are not capable of producing abundant vegetation or crops. Here is a sample sentence.
Earthworms contribute significantly to soil fertility. They make the soil more fertile by changing the texture and chemical composition of the soil as it passes through their digestive systems.
And that is the end of our crop video. If you want to learn more about TOEFL vocabulary, go to our Best My Test YouTube channel and watch the other TOEFL vocab videos. Goodbye.